Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Moving ahead, let us do some practice. Now what we know, we have learned about what algebra is, we have learned what patterns are, and we have learned how we can use variables in order to represent such patterns to form a certain expression. Okay. So now let us use this knowledge to work out these practice time questions. So the first question says, find the rule which gives the number of matchsticks required to make the following matchstick patterns. Use the variable to write the rule. Okay. The first pattern that we see, a pattern of letter T, is as, so here we are given a single here, one stick here, and one stick is given here. So what is the pattern to write T? It is 2n, because 2 sticks are required for every one alphabet T. Okay. So if you have 2 such T's, so it will be how much? 2n, and here n is 2. If you have got 2 T's, so it will be 4. So similarly, if you can put any number for n, you can get the value of the number of sticks that are required to form the number of T's. And here, as they have written that use a variable to write the rule, we have used n as the variable. The next one is a pattern of letter Z. To write letter Z, we have got 3 sticks. So the pattern is 3n. Or you can use any other alphabet in order to represent the variable. In order to put the pattern U, we have again got 3 sticks. So let's write it 3t. I am writing t as the variable now. For the letter V, it is 2u. So here u is the variable that I have used. A pattern to write letter E, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sticks. So it is 5. So let's keep any variable, say x. Now for S, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say it is 5a. A is the variable. Pattern for A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So let us say 6. B, here B is the variable. So have you noticed that I have used several variables in order to solve a similar kind of question, that is forming a particular pattern, a particular pattern to represent what letter is written using such sticks, right? Now let us move ahead to the second question. It says that we already know the rule for the pattern of letter L, C and F. Okay, let's see again what was the pattern for L, C and F. For L we have got 2 sticks. For C we have got 3 sticks. For F we have got 3 sticks. Some of the letters from question 1 give us the same rule that is given by L. Okay, so now let us see how we can have the same kind of rule that is given for L. Which are these? Why does this happen? So let us see what pattern we will notice for L. Clearly, L has got 2 sticks. We need 2 sticks to write this particular letter L. Is this right? So what is the pattern for L? The pattern for L is 2n. Okay. So let us see in question number 1 that we have just solved, that which all alphabets are using the same pattern. So clearly T is using the same pattern, 2n. So let us write alphabet. Let us write here, just a second. Okay, so let us write here all the letters that are using the same pattern of 2n. So the letters that are 1, we have got T, then Z is 3n, then U is 3. Again we have got a V that is using 2. So the letter V. Then we have got 5 and 6. So no other letter in question number 1 is giving us the same pattern. So now which are these? These are the letter T and letter V. Why does this happen? Because each of these alphabets are using the same number of sticks in order to form that particular pattern. I hope this is clear. Why is it happening that we have got the same expression for L, T and V? Because they all have got 2 sticks in order to form the pattern. Moving ahead to the next question, it says cadets are marching in a parade. These are 5 cadets in a row. What is the rule which gives the number of cadets given the number of rows? Okay. Now see here, if someone is marching, they march in a complete formed pattern. And they are saying that in every row that you are seeing, they have got 5 cadets. Okay. So this is row 1. This is row 1. And we have got 5 cadets. Say if we have got 2 rows. Okay. And again, because in each row we have got 5. So this is row 2. So how many cadets do you see now? You see 10 cadets, right? So if suppose now you have got a third row, okay, if you have got row number 3, how many cadets are there? Again 5 more. So now the total number of cadets in 3 rows are 15. So what is the pattern that we have got? Let's make a table out of for it. Here let's write the number of rows and here let's write the cadets. So for 1 row it is 5. For 2 rows it is 10. For 3 rows it is 15 and this will go on, right? Now let us say let the number of rows be x. Okay, so let us represent the number of rows by x. Okay, there are 5 cadets in every row. Okay, so 5 cadets in every row. What rule are we going to put? So the rule that is going to here, the expression is 5 times by x. So 5x is the pattern. So if 1 is your row, so you put x equals 1, it will give you the answer. 5 times 1, it is 5. If you have got 2 rows, so x equals to 2, then what will you have? You have 5 times 2, that is 10. If suppose x equals 10, that is you are having 10 rows. Okay, so we'll do 5 times 10, that is 50. So you'll have a total of 50 cadets. I hope it's clear and I'm sure it's really simple to find such patterns. Okay. Moving to the next question, it says if there are 50 mangoes in a box, how will you write the total number of mangoes in terms of the number of mangoes? So here, because we have got B for the number of boxes. So let's say let the number of boxes be this particular B alphabet as they have written. So we have chosen B as the variable. Okay. Now they are saying that in every box, how many mangoes are there? Each box contains 50 mangoes. Right. So number of mangoes in each box is 50. Okay, so the total that we can find in order to find for any number of boxes, so the expression that we have got, let's write the expression. The expression is 50B. So B represents the number of box and 50 represents the number of mangoes in each box. So if suppose now I have got 2 boxes, so the number of mangoes will be 50 times by 2, that will be 100. If suppose I have got 10 such boxes. So 50 times by 10 equals to 500 mangoes will be there in 10 boxes. Okay. Moving to the next question. It says the teacher distributes 5 pencils per student. Okay. 1 student, 5 pencils. Let us form a table here. It is all upon you. If you want to work directly, it's good. If you want to work in a particular table format, it all depends on you. Okay. So here we have got pencils. And here we have got number of students. Okay, so if we have got 1 student, so each student is given 5 pencils. Okay, if there are 2 students, they'll be having 10 pencils. If there are 3 students, they'll be having 15 pencils. If there is 4 students, they'll be having 20, and this will go on, right? So can you tell how many pencils are needed, which is given to a number of students? And here we are saying that use S for the number of students. So let's write S. Let the number of students be S. Okay, so we are representing it by the alphabet S. Okay, so now the what expression that we have formed is? The expression that we have formed is 5 times by S. Why 5 times by S? Clearly because each student has got 5. So if 2 students, we'll say 5 times 2, that is 10. If there's 3 students, 3 times by 5, that is 15. 4 students, 4 times by 5, that is 20, and so on. The next question, question number 6, it says a bird flies 1 kilometer in 1 minute. Okay, 1 kilometer, 1 minute. Can you express the distance covered by the bird in terms of flying time in minutes? So they are saying use T for the flying time in minutes. Okay, so let us again form a table. Here let me write minutes. And here we have got the distance. So here for 1 minute, it is 1 kilometer. Okay, if it is 2 minutes, it will be 2 kilometers. If it is 3 minutes, it will be 3 kilometers. If it is X minutes, it will be X kilometers. If it is here, because we need to use T. So if it is T minutes, it is T kilometers. I hope this is clear. Here we have directly used this particular table to find what is the number of any particular variable that we can use, so that we can find any value for the number of kilometers respective to the time that is given. Okay, so here the expression that we have formed is, let's write the expression. It is 1t. Okay, 1 here represents the 1 kilometer that she is traveling, and this t shows that the number of minutes that she is going to fly for. The next one says that Radha is drawing a dot rangoli, a beautiful pattern of lines and dots, with chalk powder. She has 9 dots in a row. So a single row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 of such dots are in row 1. Okay. Now, how many dots will her rangoli have in our rows? So it's 1 row, then she'll be having another row, another row, another row. So she's keep on making row. We need to find what will be the number of total dots in row R. R is the variable here. How many dots are there in 8 rows? This is also we are going to find, and what will be the number of rows, number of dots in 10 rows. So let us first write down the pattern. The pattern that we have observed is that if in 1 row there are 9 dots, 2 rows, it is 2 times 9, so it is 18 dots. So what we observe is, let the number of rows be x, and in x rows here, so it is 9r. Okay, so r represents the number of rows and 9 represents the number of dots. So now the question says how many dots will be there in 8 rows. So if 8 rows we need to find 4, so we will do 9 times 8. I hope this is simple. So there will be total 72 dots. Then they are asking for 10 rows. For 10 rows, we will do 9 times by 10. That is 90 dots. I hope this is clear and it's really simple. Moving ahead, it says Leela is Radha's younger sister. Okay. Leela is 4 years younger than Radha. Can you write Leela's age in terms of Radha's age? Take Radha's age to be x years. So here we are given Radha's age is equal to x years. So here x is the variable. Okay. Now they are saying that Leela is how much? She's 4 years younger, right? So that means if she is younger, so whatever Radha's age will be, she will be 4 less than that particular number. So let us write Leela's age. So Leela's age will be x minus 4, and this is in years, right? So 4 minus x minus 4 is the age of Leela with respect to the age of Radha. Okay, moving ahead to the next question. It says, mother has made laddus. She gave some laddus to guests and family members. Still 5 are left. Okay, find if the number of laddus mother gave away is L. They are representing it by letter L. How many laddus did she make? Okay, so here let us write number of laddus given away. So she has given away certain number of laddus. So now here we have given, if the number of laddus given away is L. So let us use this L here. Now laddus are still left. So laddus still left is equal to 5. So if this much amount is given away and this much amount is left, so the total is the number of laddus she has made. So total laddus that she made, laddus she made is equal to L plus 5. I hope this is clear. This is the number of laddus she has made, where L is the number of laddus she has given away and 5 is still remaining. Okay. Moving to the next question, number 10, it says oranges are to be transferred from larger box to smaller boxes. When a large box is emptied, the oranges from it fills 2 small boxes and still 10 oranges remains outside. If the number of oranges in a small box are taken to be X, we need to find the number of oranges in the large box. Okay, so let us write what is given. Number of oranges in a small box is X. Okay, so this is the number of oranges in small box, and here in the question itself it is given that take it to be X, so we are writing X for it. Now what do we need to write? Now we need to write the number of oranges in 2 small boxes. So if number of oranges in a box, a box means 1 box, right? So now number of oranges in 2 small boxes, it will be 2x. If number of oranges in 1 box is x, then in 2 boxes it will be 2x, right? Now, what are we still left with? Number of oranges still left is equal to, how much is it? 10. So 10 are still remaining. So what do we need? We need to find the number of oranges in the large box, right? So number of oranges in larger boxes, it is, what is it? It is the number of small box that is used and the number of what is remaining. So it is 2x plus 10. So whatever will be the number of a large box, that if you have put into the smaller box, 2 are filled completely and still we are left with 10. So whatever be the number of small boxes, we times it by 2 and we add 10. This is the expression that is given for this particular statement. Moving ahead, it says look at the following matchstick patterns. So here we have got a particular pattern. The squares are not separate. Okay, you can see the matchstick pattern. 2 neighboring squares have got a common matchstick. Here, this is a common matchstick between these 2. This is a common matchstick. These are the common matchstick between these 3. Right, observe the pattern and find the rule that gives the number of matchsticks in terms of these squares. If you remove a vertical stick, you will see a C pattern. So I hope you do remember, we have already discussed this question. So in the first one, we have got 4 matchsticks. In the second one, we have got 7 matchsticks. In the third one, we have got 10 matchsticks, right? So this is the pattern that is being followed. So if we keep 3n plus 1 as the pattern, this will give us the number of matchsticks required in any number of these such squares that we are going to form. Okay, and see, this particular hint is very important to understand. If you have this one square, and I'll just use sticks here. If you use this 4 sticks to form one square and you remove one out of it, what are you left with? You are left with a C structure, and C has got 3 sticks in it, right? So this structure represents 3n. Okay, so any number for you put for n, you'll times it by 3 and you'll get for the pattern C. Now, if I add just one more to this, I'll get this fourth step. So I form a square, and thus 3n plus 1 is the pattern, the expression for this particular pattern. I hope it's clear. N is the variable and 3n plus 1 is the complete expression for any number of squares that can be formed. Now let us discuss the last question here. As in above question, find the general rule that gives the number of matchsticks in terms of the number of triangles. So see, in the first triangle, how many sticks we have? 3. In the second one, it is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. In the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so the numbers are 3, 5, 7, 9. What pattern do we observe? Just imagine in the same way, instead of 3 sticks, if you remove just one stick from here, you will be left with a similar structure like L, somewhat similar to L, and it is requiring 2 such sticks. So the pattern for this is 2n, am I right? A pattern for L kind of a structure which requires just 2 sticks is 2n, and if I just add one more stick to it, it will be 2n plus 1. Let us see if this particular pattern satisfied for the next one. Say if we want to make 2 triangles, so that means for n, if we keep the value as 2, so it will be 2n plus 1, and I am putting the value of n as 2. So it is 4 plus 1, that is 5. Oh great, it's correct. We have got 5 as the number. Now let us form a check for the fourth one, where we have got 4 squares, right? So here the number of n is 4. So let us put 4 for 2n plus 1. So here 4 times 2 is 8 and 8 plus 1 is 9. So do you observe that we have got the same numbers in both the cases, right? So I hope you have understood the patterns really well and how we can form a particular expression related to those patterns. So I hope you have now understood what is the introduction to the algebra. What do you mean by patterns and what do you mean by variables? And if you are confident, we are good to go and end this particular class. In the next class, we'll learn more about algebra.